Friends, in this world, there are three things that are guaranteed: death, taxes, and a very long line for Peter Pan. But inside the berm of Disneyland, there's two more promises that I can make you. Your kids will only be this age once, and everything will only cost this price once. That's right. Every child inside of Disneyland grows up, and so do the prices. Let's compare how expensive Disneyland is in 2022 to 2019. And friends, do you remember a time called 2019 where you thought, I don't know, maybe next year in 2020, I'm going to travel more? Or I don't know, maybe next year in 2020, I'm going to get the band back together and start going to lots of concerts. Or I don't know, maybe next year in 2020, I'm going to sit at home for 18 months. I'm going to separate myself from my family and friends. I'm going to do holidays alone. And every single day, I'm going to contemplate my existence and why I'm here. Bingo! That, my friends, option number C, is the one that we all went with. And as the world reopened, we were curious. How would things reopen? What would the cost be of things like Disneyland, for example, being offline for 440 days? You knew at some point somewhere, every corporation in America would want to be keeping up for lost time. Time when we were sitting home, contemplating our existence and not spending our money. Fast forward to that moment and we find ourselves where everything is going up. And it seems as if corporate America is like, hey, you had your staycation. Now it's our turn to make some of that money that we missed out on in those years. So today, let's look at what a lot of people are wondering. Just how expensive is it to go to the Disneyland Resort in 2022 compared to 2019? So here's what we're doing today. We're looking at a single ticket buyer. Yeah, you can save money if you're a Magic Key holder and if you do multi-day tickets, but just to keep the math simple, we're going to go with a single day purchase. So you can do the math at home. Do you have two people in your group? Are you a party of four? Are you a party of eight? Are you a church group? Are you a small baseball team? Are you a cult? Who knows? That's up to you. But one ticket is easy to multiply by your situation. And sure, there are things like Magic Keys, but currently those are on pause for all new customers. And yes, multi-day tickets are an exceptional value. But let's just look at what it costs one person on one ticket per day as compared to June of 2022 to June of 2019, when the world was our oyster, and that oyster could be found in the Nemo Submarine Lagoon, because Nemo Submarine Lagoon was open in 2019. So let's start at the pump, because every trip starts with transportation. And if you're still driving a fossil fuel-based car, shame on you. I'll pass you in the HOV lane. But if you're still driving a car that relies on gas, fuel is a price that really hardly anyone can escape. And this will just kind of show that not only has Disneyland raised prices, but so has the rest of the world. So out of the 10 essential categories we're looking at today, this one isn't Bobby's fault. Whee! But in 2019, it was $3.90 a gallon. Your average car has a 12-gallon tank, so that was $46.80 to fill her up. But today, in 2022, the California average price is $5.70. I would love to find $5.70 a gallon in Los Angeles County where I live. Everything's more around $6.75, sometimes even topping out $7 a gallon. But we'll go with what the state of California is saying, and the total would be $68.40 to fill up. Our year-to-year expense that has gone up is $21.60. So right there is already money that you could spend inside of the park that you're just spending to get to the park, which is a 46% increase. You're going to definitely fill anything that gets over 10%. In this box right here, the total, that's where we'll keep a running tally of how all of these prices add up at the end of the day or trip. So gas prices, not Disney's fault. I wanted to put one thing in here that kind of showed how the rest of the world was working, because Disney's not alone in this raising up the rates on everything bubble, but they're definitely setting a standard on just how well one can efficiently raise the rates. Everybody's favorite scam, parking, the timeshare that never expires. Think about how many parking spaces in this world you and I have bought for an hour or a day or a week at a LAX for $250. But parking is essentially man's greatest scam. Build a parking lot, sell it to 100 suckers a day, times 365 days out of the year, times how many years until maybe begrudgingly one day you decide to repaint it and repave it. 2019, June of 2019, the cost was $25, but in January of 19, it was actually at $20. Today, parking is going to cost you $30 at the resort, a $5 year-to-year increase, 20% though, 20%. Are you making 20% more? Because I know I'm not. God, I would love to make 2% more. Bringing our running total to $26.80. Parking is really, how's the polite Disney way to say this? It's the F you to the customer. You're going to come here and enjoy our facilities, and we're just going to get you with parking, and we're going to keep raising the parking as high as we can, even though, we got a sweet deal with the city of Anaheim on building our parking structure. So, parking. It's just every business's way of saying thank you for showing up. F you. Seriously. Stadiums, high rises, restaurants, paying for parking is the greatest way to smile and be like, I don't respect you. Now, parking is one of those perks that would be covered with an annual pass, and the more people that you have in your party, the less you do pay for parking. No, I know, there will be one troll that's like,
actually, Bricky, parking is a very important thing that people should pay for.
Well, good for you, troll. You figured out a way to justify parking, something that nearly every single citizen hates. All right, we've got gas in the car. We've paid to park it. Oh, I love that feeling. Oh, the pay for parking. Now, what is it going to cost a single ticket to actually get inside of one of the two parks at the Disneyland Resort? In 2019, the most expensive ticket was $149 for a single day. Now, I'm going with the most expensive ticket because we're talking about coming to the resort in the summertime. And the price can vary from a Monday, Tuesday, or a Friday, or a Saturday. And as a friend of mine pointed out, Disney's pricing structure is all wrong. You pay more for the busier days. Wouldn't it be a value to pay more for the less busier days? But anyways, the days that are the most annoying, congratulations, they cost the most. And the most you can pay for a single day ticket inside of 2022 is $164 for the day, one park. That's a year-to-year increase of $15 or 10%. Not too bad. Putting our tally at $41.60 if we compare 2019 to 2022. But we're only 3 categories in. When Disney reopened a park, they did a modest ticket raise. They kept the Magic Key program pretty close to where the annual pass program was. And I kind of thought this might be one of the areas where they know it's a really bad look to gouge coming out of the closure. People want to get back at the park. People are missing the magic. This would not be the best time to be like, pay up. But that time, my friend, I believe is coming. I also believe that's the reason why the Magic Keys are on pause. I did a complete video breaking that down that you can check out over here. I feel like that there are some huge price changes coming on the not too far off horizon. Category number 4, a park hopper ticket. Now for the rest of our tally, we are going to go with the park hopper because, hey, who doesn't like to hop? And also, I'm trying to set up what does it look like if you go to the park and kind of have, a pretty all-out day. The 2019 park hopper was just $169. However, park hopping in 2022, booyah, $229. Wow, that is a $60 increase. That is 35% more. That's going to take our tally to $86.60 when we compare 19 to 22. We will be staying with a park hopper ticket, a single park hopper ticket, for the rest of today's conversation. But if you want to figure out,
I only like to go to one park at a time,
just go ahead and take off $60. Now this is where it becomes a choose your own adventure.
Bricky, we actually packed food.
Well, you better eat it at the picnic area, just like Tram Guy tells you to. But we're going to go with one snack today, and that's going to be a hot dog. Sort of a standard grab and go item, but maybe you snack more or maybe you don't snack at all. Hot dog, $8 in 2019, $8.99 in 2022, making the year-to-year 99 cents, a whopping 12% more, totaling at $87.59. Now it's just 12%, but I have to say, if you're getting pinged 12% across the board on everything that you spend money on, are you making 12% more? Because that will for sure start to catch up with you when everybody's like, Need 12 more. Need 12 more. And we're gonna go with a sample of if you bought one beverage. I'm probably good for 4 bottles of Smart Water every trip. Why don't I carry a metal canister? Beverage, Fountain Coke, 2019, we're looking at $3.99, 22, $4.99. Year to year increase is $1 or 25%, and totals us at $88.59. 25% is pretty big. I know it's just $1, but what I'm trying to really break down is $1 here, $1 there. All of a sudden you end up $1 short when it comes time to put money away into your future, or hey, what do you say? Buy a house in Southern California? Impossible. So that's a quick look at snacking, and maybe you snack a lot or maybe you don't snack at all. How you snack is up to you. But let's look at buying a meal. Just one meal for today's conversion, because I don't know how many meals you eat. None of my business. A burger and a Coke at the Red Rose Tavern in 2019 was $16.28. In 2022, it's $17.78. An upcharge of $1.50, 9%, and totaling $90.09. This 9% will be the smallest increase that we see. Now, Red Rose Tavern is kind of a basic place to eat. There is a lot of this fancy stunt food that looks so sick on your Instagram. And hey, guess what? You're gonna pay a lot for that 100 likes. You know, food that matches your ear so you can do this moment. But hey, isn't it worth doing this for an extra couple of bucks? I think so. You really can't put a price on that. But that's it. That is our look at one drink, one snack, one meal. Many people will probably go much harder than that. Now let's look at Fast Pass, or skipping the line. In 2019, there was a free version of that called Fast Pass, but there was also something called Max Pass, and Max Pass would cost $15. However, today, Genie Plus costs $40. And how I got to 40, because we're going as expensive as you can go on these items to really show the biggest stretch of price increases, it would be $20 for the service, which is already a $5 upgrade. But in this scenario, we're going to go ahead and up pay to do Rise of the Resistance, which is another $20. And really, as I go out to the park once a week, and I'm talking to different guests and different locals, Genie Plus has almost become, to many folks, sort of an essential way to do the park. In fact, I bumped into a friend of mine from back home in Kentucky. He was there with his lovely wife and his 5 kids. Yeah, what's the matter with this guy? But they said, yeah, we did the first half of our day wrong, and then we realized we need to have Genie Plus so we could actually get some rides in. And if you do the math, somebody who's got 5 kids, that's a family of 7. So this Genie Plus is going to add up fast. But they did see it as a way that they had to spend money to make the most of the park. So with this comparison, we're looking at a year-to-year increase of $25, but 166% more. This will be the highest percent change that we will see today, putting us at a total of $115.09. Genie Plus has really changed the park, I'm going to say, more than anything. I think the only thing changed the park more than Genie Plus is the reservation system. But one might argue that the reservation system kind of just changes the getting there experience, but Genie Plus definitely has changed the park experience. Whether it's feeling like a second-class citizen because you spent $169 for your ticket, but you didn't spend enough because there's 20 more that you need to be able to ride the rides efficiently, or just navigating through the lines where a lot of these attractions weren't designed for the human overflow that Genie Plus has created. I don't know. Out of everything that's changed in 2022, Genie Plus is by far my least favorite experience at the park, because when the park was everybody doing one line, it moved more efficient than I've ever seen it move in my entire years of being a Disneylander. And I'm hardcore. I've been over 650 times. I have a problem. Now, Photopass is one that we're going to look at, but we're not going to put this on our tally because Photopass has really changed. Photopass was free if you were certain tiers of annual pass holders. In 2019, it was a $15 add-on with Max Pass, but it was the same. You bought Max Pass, and because there was free Fast Pass, you also got photos as a little like, what else can we do for them? And it's the same thing today. So it's $20 if you get Genie Plus, you also get the Photo Pass. We're not going to put that in our running total because technically it's kind of a weird thing that's included with others. But I did want to point out just how it has gone up. Merchandise. Do you buy souvenirs? I personally don't, but let's look at it because lots of people do, because you can see the streets are flooded with the merchandise. We're going to go with the Spirit jersey as our sample product because it's definitely one of the most popular products at the resort. But if you go,
Actually, Bricky, we don't buy merchandise. Our kids aren't spoiled.
then just substitute this for another meal because we only put one meal and one snack on here. And I know you, I've seen how much you eat. Spirit jersey in 2019 was $64.99, but due to that cotton shortage, it's now $74.99. And also there's a rumor that the space between people's shoulders have gotten bigger, so it's a little bit hard to screen print it. That's a year-to-year increase of $10, making it 15%, bringing us to $125.09. Friends, we have officially crossed the threshold of what it would cost just to get a lower day ticket. So essentially, if you are coming out the park one day, Park Hopper Jones, you've already spent enough to earn yourself one more single day ticket, one park ticket. And now because we've gone pretty expensive across the board, let's go backwards here so that everything isn't pegged out.
You just picked all the most expensive stuff. Why do you hate Disney?
Let's go with a hotel, and let's go with the lowest hotel rate we could find. Paradise Pier, bottom rate back in 2019 for the summer season, $339. This month, it would be $389. A year-to-year increase of $50, 14%, and a total of $175. That's where we're at. $175.09 is tallying up. Just 9% here, just 10% here, just 20% here. It does really come together to the point where you could now officially buy a Park Hopper ticket. No, not in today's world. 2019 Park Hopper ticket. But in today's world, you could buy a ticket to the busiest day possible. So essentially, by raising everything just a little bit, Disney has figured out a way to squeeze out as much money as they would get for you coming back to the park an additional time. So the takeaway is every single item we could look at has gone up. So yeah, you're spending more at the park, whether you go all out and buy tons of snacks and eat lots of dinners there and buy your kids and yourself all the newest sick merch. Bro, did you see those new ears? But every single item has gone up. So even if you're just like,
I bring my own lunch, I don't buy anything, and I drink free water.
you still paid more to park your car, you still paid more to get into the front gate. Actually, I'm a magic key holder. All right, then why are you watching? Some things are as little as 9%, and some things as much as 160%. But every single item has gone up, and you're going to feel that when you go to the park, which kind of starts to get me thinking, is there any price that would keep people away? Is Disney just actually really smart of playing a long-term game of chicken, being like, will they pay this? Park's still full. Will they pay this? Park's still full. The park is just packed. I know there's a pent-up aggression because of 2020 plans, but at some point it seems like every family, no matter where they're at on the economic structure, they always seem to have some of that sweet, sweet take the kids to Disneyland money. So the single park experience, if you just wanted to do one park on one day, in 2019, that was going to cost you $688.06. But in 2022, that's now going to cost you $798.15. So maybe this illustrates to you how much money you're saving by being a key holder and not having to pay for parking. But if you just did a single park, that is the difference in those 3 years, which is really like a year and a half, because time. Which across the board is 19% more is what it would cost a single person to go to one park and to do exactly what I've illustrated today. But now let's break down what that year-to-year analysis is for park hoppers. In 2019, if you went all out, park hopping would cost you $688.06. Not that big of a bump. But in 2022, $863.15. Another way to look at it, a 25% upcharge if you're going to park hop and live a day the way that we just did. So what we've looked at today has been a single ticket, whether it's a park hopper or a single park for one day. But let's look at what the increase is for a family of 4. Now, I'm not going to give you every scenario, but if 4 people were going to a single park today, it would be $290.56 more than it was back in 2019. And if that family of 4 decides to park hop, they're looking at $470.56. So nearly $500 more for a family of 4 to come out and enjoy both Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. So yes, prices have definitely gone up. and I believe they're going to go even more drastically up in the very, very near future. So if you were feeling the price at the park, your financial spidey senses were absolutely correct. But it seems, as what they say for the Haunted Mansion and Disneyland, there's always room for one more, and the park continues to stay full as the reservation system will allow. Reservation system is the other big major change that's not covered in the pricing, but has definitely affected the way that we all get inside of the park. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this look at the math to sort of make you go, didn't this all used to be cheaper? Yes, it did all used to be cheaper, and I'm so happy that I can explain to you how much more money you're spending every time you take yourself or a family of 4 out to the Disneyland Resort. Thank you so much to my friends at Club1313.com for making today's video possible. If you'd like to hang out and be a part of a rad Disneyland community, join us over there. And thank you for making it to the end of this week's news video. I appreciate all of you showing up. So friends, until the next time I see you somewhere on Main Street looking at a receipt going, how did it get to be so expensive? I'll see you back here on the channel with more Disneyland news reviewed. And you know there's a saying at Disneyland about low prices, best remove them.